Hi, welcome to Boundless Living Coaching. I am Bob Doyle, and today, once again, I'm going to introduce you to another one of my amazing Boundless Living coaches. Today, it will be Lilly Rodriguez, who you're looking at on the other side of the screen, one of these sides of the screen. So Lilly, just like all of the Wealth Beyond Reason and Boundless Living coaches, has gone through our certification program to make sure that they teach the principles of living your life by design and the law of attraction in alignment with the way that we've been doing it since 2002. But some of these people have their own coaching style. They've already been coaching, before they came to our program. Lilly is an example. And of course, they have their own unique personality. They are human beings, after all, not just coaches. And so we want to have this opportunity to get you to let you get to know them just a little bit more than just a coach, but also about kind of what drew them into the coaching world in the first place. So Lilly, welcome. It's great to be talking to you.
Thank you, Bob. It's great to be talking to you.
So Lilly, tell everybody where in the world you are.
Well, I am actually about 15 minutes outside of Disney.
Okay.
I'm really, really close to Magic Town, which is perfect for me because I love magic. So.
Yes, and so let me say this up front. When Lilly came into our coaching program, number one, it was very clear that this was not her first coaching rodeo, and so she was always a great contributor to the group, and I always just say she sparkles. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but she just is such a light, and she's got this great energy, which you're going to avail yourself of now in this conversation. So, anyway, it was just a pleasure working with her, and I just wanted you to know that. So, Lilly, you obviously have been a coach before. You've been a coach for a while. What drew you to coaching in the first place? Was that just something that you always just knew about yourself that you wanted to do?
Yeah, you know what, Bob, I've come to believe that coaches are not made, they're actually born. I think a lot of us were born knowing that we see people at a higher light, at a higher place than they actually see themselves. And that's the way I always saw people. And so I always wanted to bring that out in them and bring out that part of the circumstance. So coaching was just natural for me. When I heard that this was actually a job, I thought, that's it, that's perfect, that's me.
So were you one of those kids who always gave advice to their fellow? Okay, so it's just
Yep.
been in you from the beginning. Now, of
Always.
course, we all know now that coaching is about a lot more than just advice. There's a
Hmm.
definite skill set and a way that we communicate with our clients to really understand what they're up to, and not telling them what to do, but to actually open them up to seeing, kind of paving their own way based on what they come to you with in terms of their vision or their lack thereof.
Right.
Okay, so you have done some coaching. Tell us just a little bit about what you've done in terms of getting yourself geared up as a professional coach.
Okay, well, really discovering myself and what my passion is as far as pulling that out of people. And I tend to attract a lot of relationship type coaching because I'm really, really passionate about love and dating and relationships, but mostly because I'm passionate about self-love.
Hmm.
But even more than that, I am really, really having fun coaching people that are sort of the misfits. They felt like they're kind of the weirdos. They didn't fit in. Like
I
they always saw life at a different level or sensed things at a different level. So I really love connecting with those people and letting them know, you know what, you're fine, you're okay, and let's make that work for you.
Yeah, that actually could apply to a lot of people who are introduced, who resonate with the law of attraction concept, because not everybody does.
Right.
And even the whole concept that we actually have that level of control over our lives, whether it's law of attraction or not. A lot of times if you meet some people who have big dreams for themselves, and the people around them just don't understand. So coaching gives them that support system, like you were saying, that connection of, hey, you're not alone and we can do this together. So you
Right.
talked about relationships as being sort of a key thing that you attract. Any other area that you really enjoy helping people with?
Um, well, I really enjoy working with women. I like working with men too, but I really enjoy working with women, developing the confidence, developing that self-love, really developing that desire to go after their dreams. Sort of what you said. It's okay to want what you want and never mind, the naysayers around you. Let's go for what you want. And if it's to be a stay-at-home mom, then that's great. Do that. But if it's to be like, a powerful entrepreneur, then it's okay. Let's do that. So I'm really, really enjoying working with women and empowering women to step into their authentic self, owning their power and just going for it.
So can you share just a bit about, like, so let's say a woman comes to you who maybe is feeling a little powerless, or maybe doesn't have a clear vision for herself yet. Can you kind of just share with us a little bit about your process of making that connection and helping them out?
Okay. Well, one of the first things I do, and we've talked about this before, it's kind of become my thing, is I start telling them to buy themselves flowers. Because it's a self-appreciation, it's starting to really look at themselves, appreciate themselves, love themselves, and really give themselves permission to start to ask those questions. What do I want? What do I really want? What am I good at? What do I want to be better at? What are my dreams? Let me go after those. So starting in those baby steps, buy yourself flowers. Appreciate yourself as a woman. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you that you're good enough. Do it yourself, you know? Ask yourself, what do you want? Don't wait for somebody else to tell you what you should want. What do you want? And let's go after that.
I think this conversation about self-love is so critical. It's one of the things that isn't talked about enough,
Mhm.
but clearly, and you and I have talked about this on numerous occasions, but this whole, if you don't love yourself, then you truly have already got sort of this built-in block to getting the things you want, because if you don't feel worthy to yourself, then why would you feel that the universe or anybody else is going to allow you to have all the things you most passionately want? And that leaves these people feeling, like they're doing everything. They're making their vision boards, they're making their list, they're doing their visualization, and yet it's all through this sort of curtain or wall, depending on how thick it is, of
Mhm.
I don't even love myself. I don't appreciate my own value. So the emphasis that you put on that is so key, and it's really one of those things you kind of got to deal with up front, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's really realizing that so many times we're resisting receiving because we've been trained to give. And so learning to receive is the first step in really creating the life that you want and starting to use the laws of the universe to receive the things that you want, is learning to receive, just getting that. And you're right, sometimes it could be a really thick wall that we have to get through to that point.
So that simple little exercise of buying yourself flowers, I can imagine that would be really challenging for some people right up front. But then once you start
Yes.
to do that and you get that feeling of receiving, even though you're giving to yourself, which is perfect, exactly what we want to do, to give to yourself and appreciate yourself, that little exercise, I could see where that would have some powerful transformative impact on people.
Oh yeah, I get a lot of pushback on that, but always once they do it, after a while, it's like, wow, I'm starting to get this. I deserve pretty things, and I deserve to give them to myself, which is basically what we do when we're using the law of attraction and the laws of the universe, is giving to ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. So given that you had coaching experience, you had certifications from other organizations, what is it about this boundless living, wealth beyond reason, or whatever that drew you into bringing to adding this to your sort of coaching arsenal?
Okay, well, actually, it kind of brought me full circle because I saw The Secret. You know that movie, Bob? Are you
Heard of it?
familiar with it?
I've
Okay, yeah.
heard of it.
So I saw that movie in 2012, and immediately I knew, okay, that would just make sense. And shortly thereafter, I saw the You Attract webinar. You know that one?
Yes, I've heard of that one too.
Okay. And so that kind of balanced The Secret out, because The Secret is a lot of wonderful material, but it's also a little woo-woo. And the You Attract webinar really kind of added that layer of science in there. So I thought, wow, that just makes sense. And I started kind of following this one guy on Facebook, um, and he put out a sort of mini pre survey about certifying coaches to teach his material.
I like this guy. I feel like I have a lot in common with this guy.
Yeah, yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. And I right away thought coaching, life coaching. I was already familiar with the concept in the corporate world. Law of attraction, it just makes sense. So I said yes. Now, it took a little while for this program to kind of, come to what it is becoming now. So on the way there, I took a few other certification programs, some law of attraction, some not law of attraction. So really rounded out. But then when when you release the first version of it, or the pilot of it, however you want to call it, I thought, of course, full circle, like the icing on the cake, the crown jewel, done. I've got all the woo-woo, I've got all the practical knowledge here, and now I need that one layer of science to just really bring it home for me. So of course I had to do it. It was a no-brainer.
Awesome. Well, that's very nice of you to say. And actually, that science piece can be really invaluable for the people who are skeptical. I mean, you can do a lot of valuable coaching with your skill set and never even mention the law of attraction. But when you find somebody who's really stuck in a pattern and they don't know how to get out of it, then introducing what the law of attraction is about and resistance and all that can become super, super valuable if you can get past that hurdle of, well, that sounds woo-woo and new age. And that, of course, is what, what
Yeah.
the science background has for you. But anything else you want to share with the viewers about just yourself, what you do for fun, things that make you Lilly?
Wow, what makes me Lilly? A lot of stuff makes me Lilly. It's interesting that you mentioned fun, though, because I recently started calling myself an advocate of fun, because fun is a word that gets a lot of pushback. I do everything for fun, and I do nothing for fun. Everything is fun for me. You know, going out and doing things. Like I said, I live a few minutes from Disney, so going there is fun. Going to Broadway shows is fun. You know, going out with my family is fun. And you know what? Staying home and reading a book is also fun. Enjoying the moment is always fun for me. So, yeah, you know, I'm all about unicorns and sparkles. You know that.
Yeah.
So I'm all about enjoying life and fun in the moment.
That's a really key distinction because one of the things that we want to put a great deal of focus on in boundless living in general is this aspect of fun and play in our lives, because a
Hmm.
lot of people get into this conversation of the law of attraction and take it so seriously. I've had
Yes.
people come in and do the Wealth Beyond Reason program and say, I just want you to know I'm really going to work hard on this. I'm going to take it seriously. I'm like, whoa, let's change that energy. You want to have fun. You want to build that into your vision, and I think a lot of people don't. You know, they think about the money or the health or the relationship, but they don't factor in the fun, which is something that we can tap into on a daily basis and makes the law of attraction work all that more effortlessly when we're in
A-
that vibrational state.
Absolutely. You know, fun is a dirty word for some people. It's
Yes,
like, yeah, I'm not allowed to have fun. Not now, not yet, you know?
right, and that comes back into the self-love conversation too. I mean, if you can't allow yourself to have fun, what are you telling the universe about how you value yourself and what you should and should not have? So it's an interesting thing that you gotta break up that sort of cycle that's going on in so many people's, like, I don't have time to have fun. I'll have fun when I attract all this other stuff. I'll be happy when I attract this. Showing them for sure that that's not how it works
Right, right.
is really, really huge for people because they're very insistent on, no, seriously, I'll be happy when I get this money. And we're all like, seriously, if you're not happy first, I promise you won't be. So anyway, well, thank you, Lilly. I appreciate you taking the time to share yourself with us. You had mentioned to me that you've got sort of a project going, your own sort of coaching project. You want to talk about that for a sec?
Yes, well, it's actually, I'm a part of this coaching project. It's called ASAP Coaching, asapcoaching.com. And it stands, you know, ASAP, we all know what it stands for, but it actually means abundance serves all people. But this service is designed for as a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week coaching emergency response team. It's a few of us coaches got together. Some doilies are on
Woohoo.
there, on the roster, yes.
Awesome.
Got together, and what we do is we provide coaching to people 24 hours, 7 days a week, as I said, within 30 minutes of their phone call. If they need to speak to someone, if they're in crisis mode, they have a deadline, they have something that they need to get past in that moment, they need to talk to a coach, we'll get them on the phone with them and we'll clear those blocks and get them moving as quickly as possible. So I'm really excited about that project, asapcoaching.com.
Wow, that's an awesome service. That's an awesome service. Shaking up the model. I love it. All right,
Definitely.
Lilly. Well, thank you again for taking the time, sharing your expertise. I'm very excited to have you a part of the Boundless Living organization, as you well know, and it has been my pleasure to introduce you to everyone.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure to hang out with you.